Maybe this is going to be a long video, but just updating you on all things related to ScentClub. This is ScentClub, the Perfume Guy ScentClub. We are on kit number 8 and we have just a few more kits left. And I'm going to tell you about some additional things that you guys might be interested in, all related to past ScentClub kits, including mystery boxes, all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about ScentClub. This is a sampling service I started last year, and we've done 8 kits. This is the 8th kit, and we do have some kits left. We're running very, very low, though, and after this runs out, we don't know if we'll have any left, any juice left for any of the kits. So if you haven't picked up your ScentClub kit number 8, please do so. I think it's a great collection of fragrances. I'm going to tell you about them in a little bit, but also going to let you know that we are dropping a few extra ScentClub Mystery Box kits. So we have shipped out everything that we sold out over the weekend of Black Friday, and I think everybody's received there. There were no problems with the shipping of these kits, thank God. Maybe there might be 1 or 2 missing items in a few of the kits, but I think otherwise it was a very successful kit. We sold a lot. I'm looking forward to planning kit number 3 next year, sometime in the middle of the year, I think, the mystery box kit number 3. But if you haven't picked up your ScentClub mystery box number 2, there are a few more selling right now. That's going to sell out really fast. We don't have too many. And then we have been able to scrounge up some of the fragrances for kit number 5. We dropped kit number 5 earlier this year, and now we have some more of kit number 5 available. Comes in a kit like this, and I'm going to tell you what's in there, but they are now selling as well. So those are all currently on the website. Those will be fulfilled by our fulfillment company. But the mystery boxes, I think they'll sell out pretty quick, and if they don't sell out for some odd reason, which I don't think that'll happen, we're going to have to turn off, well, we're going to have to turn off the product, because I'm actually flying out of the country here on Christmas Day. But keep in mind, mystery box is currently selling, and there's not too many. I have all of these ScentClub kits linked in the info box. But a few other things we're doing. So we do a lot of different kits, and sometimes we have juice left over from some of the kits. And we decided that we can sell the individual atomizer of that particular fragrance individually, because we don't have one of the fragrances in a kit. So sometimes when the brand sends the fragrance or the juice, some of them, the calculations are not the same. So some brands might have a little more juice than others. So we eventually produce all of the kits, and then we have some left over. So one of which is, we've got a ton of porthole, and we are selling these as decants in the actual black bottles like this. So if you didn't want the other fragrances and you just wanted porthole, you can pick up just the porthole by itself. And it's currently on the website and also linked in the info box. So if you guys are into the idea of porthole, check that out. Porthole is a really great fruity, salty fragrance that's perfect for summer. So we have some of that to sell. We also have some of Bombay Bling from that same kit. That was in kit number 6. So we have a little bit of the juice left for Bombay Bling, and both of these will sell out very, very fast. Again, these are individual atomizers, not an actual kit, because we've run out of the 3rd juice, which was Callous Subtle, from that one kit. So if you want a atomizer full of that one particular fragrance, you can get them linked in the info box. But also, we have a few others from the Kajal kit, and very, very minimal amounts of these two. We've got Vanilla Oud and also Tobacco Oud. Remember, Cafe Oud was my favorite, and for some reason we didn't have the same amount of juice for Cafe Oud. So, and actually between these two, one has less than the other. So we've got the amount that we can sell of the individual, but individual atomizers. So if you are in the market to discover the Kajal fragrances, we're selling these individual on the website. So these are fulfilled by the fulfillment company, so they're putting it together for you guys. So those are what we have right now, selling individually. And then so if you want to get them, get them. And then I just want to touch on kit number 9 a little bit. It'll be coming at the middle to end of February, so there's some time for that, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue. We've got an incense fragrance, We've got a milky fragrance, and then we also have a beauty gorgeous fruity floral amber fragrance in kit number 9. So stay tuned for that. It's already been set up and the juice has been delivered, but we're gonna, postpone launching anything until everything that we have is all done, and also because I'll be traveling quite a bit in January. So on to the discount codes, but let me tell you a little bit about the kit number 8 and kit number 5 fragrances. So in kit number 8, we have a fragrance called Vanagloria from the house of Laboratorio Olfativo, and this is one of my favorite fragrance discoveries of 2021. It's a great combination of vanilla with frankincense, olibanum, saffron, pineapple accord, tonka beans, and musk. It's kind of like your easy access to baby cat from YSL if you can't get YSL here in the States. So this is in kit number 8 as the first fragrance. The next fragrance is Manos Gerakinis Methexis, this one right here. A really delicious fruity gourmand, chocolatey fruity green gourmand fragrance created by Chris Maurice. And a wonderful offering if you like the fragrances of Chris Maurice or anything that's gourmand like from Xerjoff. You're going to probably really enjoy this one, and it has the notes of figs, blackcurrant, dried fruits, honey, cocoa, cinnamon, vanilla, amber, benzoin, musk, cedarwood, and vetiver. So this is also a fragrance from 2022. And then finally, the third fragrance in kit number 8 is Zernel Gillies Disco right here. This was a great discovery earlier this year, but this fragrance launched last year. I didn't know about it last year. But for me, this is super sexy and great in the heat. It's fruity, it's tea, and there's also something ambroxan, molecular, ambery-like that's in here that leaves a wonderful trail. And it's violets, bergamot, jasmine, grapefruit, saffron, lavender, tea, tobacco, amber, myrrh, patchouli, and cedar. So these 3 fragrances are in kit number 8. And again, we don't have too many left, so pick up your kit as soon as you can before we run out. And there's not much juice left of those fragrances. Now moving on to kit number 5. Remember, we've discovered some juice of all the fragrances from kit number 5. So we've got a kit number 5 drop happening again. And first fragrance in kit number 5, like this, is Fleur de Lalita from the house of Parfums de Cita. And this is a gorgeous green floral fragrance. Came out in 2018. It's white lilies, jasmine, exotic flowers, galbanum, rose de maille, magnolia, ambrette, seeds, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka beans, and ambergris. It's really a super sexy green floral fragrance. Really delicious. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do. It's my favorite fragrance from this house. I absolutely love it. So that was part of kit number 5, the number 1 fragrance, or the first fragrance you'll find in kit number 5. And next up, it's Parfums de Parfums Wake Up World. This one right here with the infinity symbol. So this came out in 2022. It's considered an amber fougere. It's Michel Almerac's creation, and it reminds me of Minotaur. It's like a amped up version of Minotaur, because Minotaur from Paloma Picasso has been diluted and watered down. So if you are a fan of or were a fan of that, definitely check out Wake Up World. It's lime, bergamot, green apples, tonka, rose, vanilla, benzoin, and ambroxan. And it's a perfect fragrance to wear in the heat. I think this particular fresh kind of amber really comes alive. And of course, they consider this an amber fougere. I guess I don't really get the fougere-like vibe in this one, but whatever they call it. So that's Parfums de Parfum Wake Up World. Last fragrance in the collection was One Day's Oolong Tea. This one right here, an Art and Olfaction winner, launched in 2021. It's an aromatic gourmand, and the perfumer is Michael Wong. And it's featuring notes of bergamot, clary sage, oolong tea leaf, honey, jasmine, vetiver, and tonka beans. One of my favorite tea fragrances, but it does get smoky and almost like tobacco ashy here. It's a bit dirty in that way, but it's got nice balance with jasmine, and I feel like the oolong and the jasmine together, really gorgeous tea experience, and along the way you get the bergamot and clary sage and honey touches as well. It's such a delicious fragrance. So that's the third fragrance, One Day Oolong Tea, and that's all in kit number 5. And that kit number 5 is now selling again. So if you haven't picked up a kit number 5, it's back in stock, but there's not that many, by the way, and we will run out of these kits. Anyway, kit number 8 and kit number 5 are selling now. Mystery box number 2 is also selling now. Now let me tell you a little bit about the fragrances in mystery box, now that I've told you every information about the fragrances in kit number 8 and 5. So if you don't know the samples that are featured in mystery box number 2, we have at number 1, Giardini di Toscana's BoraBora, And we have discount codes for a lot of these. I'm going to tell you if we have one or not. They're all in the info box. BoraBora is a 2023 launch. It features ylang ylang, TR, flower, coconut milk, vanilla, apricots, jasmine, white musk, jasmolactone, caramel, and amber. So it's kind of a gourmand, lactonic, tropical fragrance. Super, super delicious. So that was, we didn't have them at a certain spot in the kit, but it's in the order received is what I do with these fragrances. So samples. Next we have Ormaie's Tableau Parisien. Once again, we have a discount code for this. It's a 2022 launch. It's tuberose, tonka, mixed spices, mandarin orange, ginger, basil, vanilla, benzoin, petitgrain, rose, and heliotrope. This is super delicious with a white floral, very kind of French style fragrance. It starts off with a very white floral experience, and then it dries down to almost gourmand with the tonka, vanilla, benzoin, amber combo. Super delicious. Ormaie's the Tableau Parisien. And then we've got Violet Parfums Cycle 002. This is a 2023 launch. This is a fragrance created by Nathalie Lorson. It's a very spicy experience. Fresh spices and warm spices together and lots of woods. Black pepper, cumin, incense, gaiac, chili, cloves, elemi, cedar, labdanum, Peru balsam, and citruses. Definitely the cumin is prominent in this, and it'll definitely be noticeable when you wear it, especially on skin versus smelling it out of the bottle. But to me, it's a great combination. It's dry, spicy, woody, and a little ambery as well. So there's discount codes for all of these fragrances that I've spoken about so far, but moving on to the fourth fragrance, we've got Kajal's number 3 here. Really great offering from this house. It does remind me of Bulgari's Tigar, but in a little different way. It's ginger, grapefruit, lemon zest, lemons, neroli, musk, ambroxan, rosemary, amber, lavender, and patchouli. It's pretty intense, and it's also smelling great in the heat. I discovered it when it was really warm in the south of France when this was coming out. Although I also sprayed it in Florence when I went to the Pitti Fragranza, but it's a really great fragrance with great trail. If you like Tigar, you'll most definitely like this one. This is Kajal's number 3. And then they're also number 4, the leather they launched. This one right here is also really, really delicious. The leather is really great with dates, vanilla, leather, cassis, davana, cardamom, rum, jasmine, woodsy notes, musk, and palm tree. Both of these I think are really solid creations from Kajal. I think they're going to be very successful. 3 and 4 are both featured in ScentClub Mystery Box, and there's definitely discount codes for those 2 fragrances as well. With the next fragrance, it's a fragrance at the house that I discovered earlier this year, and I also went to their store in Paris and also shot a video with Joe on the fragrances of this house. This is Reine de Saba, and it's Esprit Saba, this one right here, with the most gorgeous bottles, and the caps are beautiful. This company or this brand is not offering a discount code, but if you buy a fragrance from them, from their website, I have a link in the info box, you get the discovery set of all of their fragrances, and they've got like 12 fragrances already. This launched last year. It's created by Michelle Almerac. It's rose, figs, patchouli, ginger, elemi, cedar, papyrus, musk, vanilla. Super delicious, warm and fresh together. Rose, warm notes together. Combination is intoxicating. It's not anything that smells like Intense Cafe, the rose and the warm notes combined together, but this has got a very original creation that's super fantastic and definitely a winner for me. So this is Esprit Saba from the house of Reine de Saba. Let me know if you guys have discovered that fragrance yet in your kits. Remember, the mystery box is currently selling again. And next, 7th sample in the kit is Voskanian Parfums Histoire d'un Rose. This one right here. Have you guys discovered this indie niche house from Armenia yet? This fragrance starts with fresh and slightly bitter notes of bergamot, tangerine, lime, cedrat, ginger, and angelica root. Then a damask rose spreads with strong diffusion accompanied by lavender. The base of the fragrance is oak moss, patchouli, vetiver, ambergris, and musk. It's a really super potent rose that's very, very jammy and in your face, and also acts a bit like Chypre style with the oak moss and patchouli and the rose combo, like a rose Chypre fragrance. It's a really, really great fragrance from this house and a wonderful offering, and I was grateful enough to be able to offer this fragrance to you guys in the sample kit in the box, mystery box. So this is Histoire d'un Rose from the house of Voskanian Parfums. And then the next fragrance is from the house of Chabaud. This is Cedre Noble, this one right here. This is a great cedar forward fragrance. If you like the idea of cedar, lots of it, inspired by the cedars of Lebanon with lavender, black pepper, wormwood, herbal notes, pine needles, red thyme, cardamom, nutmeg, smoked wood, cedarwood, sandalwood. Very aromatic and spicy. and very, very woody fragrance. I think it's the combination of these two types of notes, woods and spices and aromatics together. Really a job well done. It's one of the best cedar fragrances that I've put my nose on. It's pretty robust as well. So that's Cedre Noble from the House of Chabaud. Check that out if you haven't yet, and let me know if you've sampled them. And again, these fragrances all have discount codes. Up next, we've got Obvious Parfums Un Pistache, this one right here. And this is a very underrated house. Not many people talk about it, but they have really great fragrances. Un Pistache is a 2023 launch with neroli, cardamom, carrot, pistachio milk, heliotrope, olibanum, sandalwood, cashmere, and musk. Perfumer's Fanny Ball on this one. And it's a great combination. It's not uber gourmand, and the pistachio milk definitely adds that kind of milky quality here. But there's a grassy element about it, very, very powdery as well. Heliotrope, contributing to a bit of almondy touch with the pistachio milk. And then, of course, the spices and the incense touches with the olibanum. Really delicious. Again, it's not necessarily uber gourmand, but kind of gourmand light, and it smells fantastic for those folks that like the idea of pistachio with not going into a very gourmand direction. So this is Un Pistache from the House of Obvious Parfums, and the cool thing is with that fragrance, you can also layer it with their other fragrances because they're a bit simplistic, like their vanilla would make it a little bit more vanillic. You can also add something like their orange blossom and create something a bit of Love Don't Be Shy like with a pistachio milk twist. Really wonderful mixology things you can do with those fragrances from that house. But moving on to the 10th sample, it's Plume Impressions Royal Bourbon. Royal Bourbon is a great, very delicious boozy fragrance with tobacco and spices. It's very warm and spicy. Holidays come to mind with this one. It features licorice, cinnamon, ginger, pepper, rum, tobacco, leather, caramel, vanilla, benzoin, amber, and cedarwood. Yes, it does get leathery, ambery, woody when it's dried down, but it's boozy and spices, all gourmand notes when you're first experiencing the fragrance. It's super, super delicious. And again, once again, holidays totally comes to mind with this one. So it's Plume Impressions Royal Bourbon. If you don't know that one, do check it out. But next we've got a fig fragrance, slightly classic style. It's Hazel from the House of Gravel. This one right here. Have you guys seen this gravel, little bottles with gravel in them? So this is a great fragrance from this house. And again, it's a bit classic leaning, but very modern take on a fig leaf kind of a fragrance. It's mandarin, lime, bergamot, ylang ylang, iris, fig leaves, neroli, musk, vetiver, and tonka. It's fresh and it's really, really green and citrusy as well. So it comes off citrusy and green and bitter, a bit aromatic from the fig leaves in here. But you've got the musk, you've got the vetiver, of course, it's woody when it's drying down, and some tonka to sweeten things up a bit. So really great fragrance. This is Gravel's Hazel. If you don't know that one, do check it out. Up next, we've got a fragrance from the House of Angelos Creations, Olfactives. It's Karikia, this one right here. And again, a really complex fragrance from this house, really complex from this indie niche house of Angelos Creations, Olfactives. I got to sample this earlier this year. It's a great smoky, really smoky tobacco fragrance. It does remind me a little bit of smoke from the House of Acro, but this is a lot more complex, richer and deeper. It's a bit gourmand, sweet, but lots of smoke and tobacco. There's a lot of notes listed here. I'm not going to break all those notes down, but to me, this is one of the best he's created, and I absolutely love it because I really love smoke to begin with from Acro, and this does deliver with a lot more than what smoke does. So this is Karikia from the House of Angelos Creations, Olfactives. This next one is a new one from the House of Nilafar du Nil. It's Lake Mariout, this one right here. And this is a really musky, fresh fragrance. Really, really intensely fresh. Not anything like Nilafar, which was an amber fougere. This is just very fresh and musky with loads of ambrette, cashmeran. So those are the kind of musky notes. We've got green notes in here, magnolia, melons, rose, coriander, yuzu. So along with all the citrusy touches and then the spices, the musky touches, you've got rose in here. But it's not a rose fragrance. I'm going to call this like an uber rose fragrance. But the rose is there to give it a little bit more, kind of like a floral depth or something. So this is Lake Mariout from the House of Nilafar du Nil. Again, all of these fragrances, there's discount codes, except one, which still is kind of a... Well, actually, yeah, we're working on it, so I'll get to that in a little bit. So we've got Otop's Green Flannel next, this one right here. And again, if you've been a fan of gray flannel, definitely check this one out for a very modern take on a fragrance like green flannel. It's a 2023 launch. Alexis Dedier is the perfumer. We've got violet leaves, violets, tonka beans, ambroxan, galbanum for a kind of a fresh take on something that will hint a little bit at gray flannel, but this is a very modern take on a fragrance like that, utilizing the violets, the violet leaves, along with the galbanum, which is kind of green and powdery. So this is Green Flannel from Otop. Check that out if you don't know it. And then we've got Born to Stand Out with Sugar Addict. This one right here. This has been a very popular fragrance. From what I hear, it's a great fragrance on its own. It's a bit minimalistic, but very long lasting to be exact. But it's also a great sweetener is what they call it. It's a fragrance sweetener. Features notes of sugar, cocoa, tonka, vanilla, cinnamon, rum, labdanum, coffee, and cashmere. And I just think it's like a boozy vanilla extract kind of an experience for me. Just imagine you're adding that to some of the fragrances. So it boosts up fragrances and make them last a little longer. This is a fragrance created by Anne-Sophie Bahagel. It's Sugar Addict. There's a gift with purchase with that particular fragrance, not a discount code, and I have it linked in the info box. Next, we've got Ormaie Jane's Arabesque, this one right here. Arabesque is a great fruity oud fragrance from this house. I think they've done oud before, but they've done a great job with Arabesque. It's a wonderful offering. If you like the idea of a fruity oud with rose, of course, this has rose as well. Definitely check this one out with blackcurrant, Italian bergamot, black pepper, saffron, jasmine, rose, absolute, musk, moss, patchouli, and oud. Super delicious from a great house. Very classy, very elegant. It's Arabesque from the house of Ormaie Jane. Check that out if you don't know it. Up next, we've got BDK's Vanille Leather. This one right here. This is a non-gourmand vanilla fragrance. It's more of a leather violet combo with the vanilla, which makes and gives me a bit of a classic edge. It's a 2023 launch created by perfumer Dominique Ropion, featuring pink peppercorn, violets, tuberose absolute, jasmine absolute, orange blossom absolute, vanilla, patchouli, oakwood, leather accord, orison benzoin. I really love this one because it's giving me that kind of a vintage leather vibe, and it's the kind of leather that's very wearable. It's kind of a suede-like, very buttery, very rich and expensive smelling, super delicious combination. I think the violet leather and vanilla combo is amazing, and it reminds me of some classic fragrances, like most importantly fragrances like Creed's Royal English Leather, which was kind of similar in that style, I think. So it's Vanille Leather from the house of BDK. That is a great scent from that house. Next, we've got JUS's Spicy Delice, this one right here. And Spicy Delice is a really great offering from 2022. And once again, very holiday-like vibe with lots of spices, loads of spices in this one, like cardamom, ginger, pink pepper, cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, davana, vanilla, and amber wood. And amber wood and the vanilla is what gives you the kind of the base of this fragrance, to give you kind of a sticky, ambery, woody, and vanillic dry down with all of those spices up top in the heart notes. Wonderful offering. If you like the idea of a holiday smelling fragrance, check out Spicy Delice, this one right here. Super amazing. And then we've got Binet Papillon's number 21, this one right here. So Binet Papillon's number 21 is a 2023 launch. It's the latest fragrance from this house, and it's basically a very ethereal and fluffy, marshmallowy, musk, magnolia, coffee, milk combo. For sure, you've got lactonic qualities in this one as well, especially with the fact that there's milk here, and it amplifies the milkiness of the white floral touches of the magnolia. And then the musk for is really clean musk, and then of course the coffee, that contrast of the coffee that comes in. You'll be like, wow, what's that coffee doing in here? But smells great, kind of a thing. So this is Binet Papillon's 21, number 21. It's also referred to as Magnolia Underground. Okay, just a few more fragrances left and we'll wrap this up. But moving on to the next fragrance in the samples of Mystery Box number 2. This is Lumari's Maidon. This is it right here, launched in 2022. Remember earlier I said we have some individual samples from ScentCLub Kit number 6 of Porthole. So that's available now until we run out completely. But we have Lumari's Maidon also featured in Mystery Box number 20, no, number 22. This is number 20, no, this is number 2, and of course this came out in 2022. So this is cinnamon, thyme, lavender, apples, saffron, blackcurrant, black pepper, amberwood, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli, created by Amélie Bourgeois, and it's kind of a very woody, vanillic, ambery, spicy, fruity, once again reminding me of the holidays. It wears really great, and I like the kind of juicy fruitiness of the apples in here against all of the other notes. It gives you kind of a holiday apple pie kind of a vibe. So it's Maidon from the house of Lumari. That is the 20th sample. The next one's probably the most daring fragrance in the kit. It's Hunk's Boxer, number 006. So this one to me is like a different take on something like Secretions Magnifique. It's Bigarade, Petitgrain, grapefruit, bergamot, red thyme, rosemary, nutmeg, cumin, violet, geranium, rose, green leaves, cade, patchouli, ISOE super, ambroxan, vetiver, pine, and clary sage. For me, this one has a bloody kind of an effect, metallic bloodiness because of the boxer. Also leather and that kind of leathery touch with the fragrance, with the boxing gloves and things like that. So it's that kind of a fragrance. And I think the fragrances of this house are very unique with the archetypes of the male archetypes, basically, of what they are inspired by. By the way, the fragrances are going to be sold at ZGO Perfumery now, and soon I'll have a discount code for you for all of the Hunk fragrances. But Hunk's Boxer is a really interesting fragrance inspired by a boxer. And the last fragrance, last but not least, it's Juice Box's Carioca Heart, this one right here. A 2023 launch created by Julian Rascanet. Super delicious with an amazing trail. I discovered it in October in Cannes for the duty-free show, and I couldn't believe how great the trail with this one is. It's peony, mangoes, pineapple, lemons, sandalwood rum, labdanum, vanilla ambroxan. And again, Julian Rascanet's work is great. He does great work with fruity notes, and for me, this one has these woods and vanillic touches, ambery touches mixed in with these kind of tropical fruits. No oud here, but wow. Really, really wonderful. There's also the warm spices in here, which kind of gives it this very interesting characteristic to this fragrance, and it smells super intoxicating. So that's the last fragrance, Carioca Heart from the House of Juice Box. And I've got one more thing for you. So we had one extra surprise in the kit called Bad Girl's Notebook, and I don't have mine here with me to show you, but I do want to show you a different version of that notebook. It's an actual book that you can upgrade to once you're done with the notebook. So the notebook is in the kit. It's got useful tips and questions to help you establish and appreciate your own personal relationship with fragrances. There's 40 pages for classifying and recording your impressions through likes, dislikes, moods, and feelings about specific fragrances, along with inspirational quotes from Bad Girl's Perfume Tips and Tales. So this is the actual big book, the other one's the small book, and it's also like a handy dandy mini lexicon of basic info about perfume ingredients, structure, classification methods, and commonly used terms to have at your fingertips just in case you can't keep them all in your head. So it's a great little notebook that comes with the mystery box, and I think it'll be useful. But if you want to upgrade to the larger book, I have that linked in the info box as well. There's a lot more information in the larger book. It's an actual physical book that those of you that like perfumes and things can totally put the book to use. Anyway, that's a long video, longer than normal, and I just went over all of the fragrances in the mystery box, all of the fragrances in kit number 8, kit number 5, in the individual fragrances that we're selling in the small atomizers. So they're all available now. They will sell out as soon as possible. As soon as people hear about them, they're going to be sold. So get them before they're gone. And then once these are gone, they're done forever. And again, kit number 5, we found more juice, so we are able to produce more. I don't think we sold that many of that particular kit, so that's why we have some juice left over for that kit. So get kit number 5 if you haven't already, and that's pretty much it for today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.